want to do the intro?
No.
Do you know it? Can you?
Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new Lush. Don't laugh at me.
Wow, you got through
You're just
7
gonna laugh
words.
at me.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm not trying to actually do it unless you really want me to.
Keep that in. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new Lush Life video. I'm your host, Leon Lush, joined by my illustrious wife and co-host, the illustrious Mrs. Lush.
Everyone knows I'm your wife.
I know. I say it every time. What am I going to just change the intro just because people know?
Go ahead.
Jesus. We got a little wholesome video for you two guys today.
Oh, wait, that was like we're using that?
Oh, we're using that, baby. Yeah, oh, dings and all. Yeah, don't even cross the T's or dot the I's. We want raw, authentic nonsense.
Hi, welcome to our video.
This is going to be a little bit of a trip. Like, it's going to be fun and nostalgic. I know we have a good portion of our audience is demographically in the 25 to 33 range, according to analytics. So hopefully some of you guys will appreciate this. But there's a cool Reddit called Old School Cool. And it just has like a bunch, it's like a depository of pictures from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s that are just cool, you know? A little trip down memory lane, which we love to do. We did that one time with early 2000s fashion. A lot of people seem to like it. So I just wanted to rip through here and just have a little wholesome video for once instead of just cringe nonsense, you know? Look at this here. Top post in the last year. Just retired, 42 years, an obstetrical nurse at the same hospital. Here I am in the 79 at the end of my career. That is pretty impressive.
That's very impressive.
How many years is that? 79 to now? That's like 20, that's 30.
40.
Oh, she said 42
years.
Obstetrical? What is that? An obstetrician?
You don't know.
Obstetrics? Hon, I wasn't a nurse for 15 years.
You don't have to be. You don't know what
hold on.
that means.
Obstetrical. Obstetrician. Pregnancy?
Yes.
Oh, it's pregnancy. Okay. Yeah, I know. So obstetrician, is that the name of it?
Yes, but she's a nurse, so she's not an obstetrician.
Yeah, she's an obstetrical nurse. So that's a different form of the word, but be proud of me that I got it. I'm
actually impressed,
I'm smart as hell.
You should have known it, though.
Well, dude, she could not believe this went mega viral. Look at this. Thank you so much for all the kind comments. I'm not reading all that. TLDR, thanks for playing. My dad and his beloved pet duck he raised from an egg in 1994.
What?
If you thought you had a cool dad, you don't know what cool is until your dad has a picture of himself with a duck he raised from an egg.
Wow.
And the duck has a bow tie? Can we go that far? That's incredible.
I have to say, too, the whole, like, having your photo done with those backdrops is definitely, like, an older folk thing.
It is, but there should be a resurgence of it, I think. Like,
I think so,
coming
too.
Back. Because that's very...
We can do it.
The backdrop,
is there a Sears nearby?
That's very, like, elementary school class photo-ish. You have, like, the lightning background or whatever else. I feel like this should have a big comeback soon.
I think that your parents have some pictures like that with those type of backdrops. Not with the duck.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, we used to do these. So our church, when I was growing up, our church used to do photo sessions.
There you go.
So, like, obviously someone in the church community was a photographer. They would bring in, like, the felt backdrops or whatever. And we have some rippers from when we were kids. I remember my older brother, little pudgy face, and but just that same backdrop. We should just get one of those and do our own.
I want to.
Take a different one every day. My great grandfather who fought in the Mexican Revolution, pictured in the 1980s. That's a pretty badass getup. What do you think's going on here? Look at that, the old plaid with like the single button fly.
I don't know, but it looks like something's about to fly out of there.
The Mexican Revolution, that must have been quite a war that I know nothing about. Marilyn Monroe visiting injured troops in 54. The poor guy had a broken back and had to heal face down.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine you're just there and all of a sudden the most popular woman of all time at the time just rolls up and pops her face in there.
Hello.
That's impressive.
Can you turn the page for me, please? Aw.
Oh, yeah, he's reading something. Man, imagine that's just permanent getting a massage pose.
Oof.
Yeah. 1991, took 2 years of my life to travel the U.S. from Alaska to Texas in a Chevy pickup. Oh, my good Lord. Hunk of meat this dude is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Some of my most fond memories were being on the road during this time of my life. Dude, what an excellent pickup truck, too. I mean, that is like that's like a Levi's ad. This could just be an ad for anything ever that
Marlboro
gets men going.
Throw a cigarette in his hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at that. I didn't even read that comment. This reminds me of a Levi's advert from the 80s. Dead ass. That's the first thing I thought about. Those were Levi overalls. Pretty much all I wore on that trip. That's so funny. Oh, yeah, look at that. They were overalls. What a Chad. 24-year-old mom. absolute fox. Holy shit. In 1980. 86, she's a little younger than my folks. I feel like that outfit would fly today, no? Don't we kind of have like high-waisted jeans coming back with like the flare bottoms?
Flares, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Like that to me, if you put that in
I could wear that right now.
Present day photo quality, I'd be like, I wouldn't be able to tell that that's from, I would think that's from today. Even the way the hair's done, it looks very modern.
Yes.
Like, that's interesting. But we've said this before, even watching the 2000s one where we're looking at like old, like Juicy Couture jumpsuits and stuff. But style is definitely cyclical. Like,
oh, for sure.
Because there's so many things you can do. I think like runway fashion gets crazier and crazier, but like normal style that people enjoy is definitely cyclical.
Yeah, I mean.
So it's funny to see this.
High-waisted jeans I like, but mom jeans, I know they're.
It's funny to see this from the 80s,
like
from 1980, that's now super relevant, whereas like stuff in the 90s is still like gross. But maybe in like another year, another 10, not all of it.
No, there's definitely some 90s stuff coming on too, fashion-wise.
What year was wearing sweatpants every day in style? Because that's been my style for the last 5 years.
Since 2020, when the world was shut down.
Yeah, call that the pandemic style, baby. Sweatpants only.
It's never going out.
The work from home vibes. A mid-80s high school computer club photo. Oh, yeah, dude. That is awesome. You know the irony of this photo, or kind of the sweet serendipity of this photo? First of all, this is on point. Like, so I watched a show called *Halt and Catch Fire*. Did you watch that with me? We watched a show called *Halt and Catch Fire*. Sorry, hon. I knew you were there the whole time. Don't worry.
Well, it's funny. I'm not mad. It's just like, really?
There's so many shows.
I know, and you have a lot of your own shows. I
myself.
have my own shows, and we have our shows.
We just have very few shows that we watch together compared to the amount of shows we watch.
And you don't violate the trust and watch an episode without each other.
When you have a show with your girl or your guy, you can't watch it by yourself. If it takes you a year, if your schedules are tough and it's tough, like we have a small finite amount of overlapping time where there's no child, where I'm not working, where I'm awake and you're awake. So, *Halt Catch Fire* was a show about like the...
I couldn't tell you what it was about, but I liked it.
It was a show about the adoption of the personal computer. And I thought it was an awesome show, but their depiction of the style from then is very good if this is an actual photo from the mid-80s. I will say, and look at this dude on the left, that is perfect. The little like dusty mustache. In this chick's style right here. Total nerd garb from the 80s. These kids, though, are probably all like multi-billionaires now today. If you were in a computer club in the 80s, bro, you are rich as shit right now because you were way ahead of your time.
Do you remember? I don't think it can't still be, but do you remember when you didn't go to school?
I went to school.
Computer class was a class.
Yeah. So my junior and senior year in high school, I took a Photoshop class because it was already relevant.
Really?
It was an elective. I
don't know. I mean, I went to computer class and played Snake for like an hour.
Graphic design was already relevant enough in, the late 90s, early 2000s where there was a Photoshop class. And I remember taking it because I loved that stuff back then.
I just remember like learning how to type and playing games.
I think I had a CAD class too in my high school where you were like learning like 3D design. Yeah, but there were more generalized computer classes too. Now, part of when I was homeschooled, my father, who's like an ex-electrical engineer, he was very on the forefront of technology. We were always the first people in the neighborhood to have like a computer and like a home, a laptop. We were the first people to have dial-up internet. We were the first people to have a cable modem when that came out. They had me doing typing classes when I was like very young, like Mavis Beacon it was called, and it taught you the home keys, how you do JKL ampersand, you know what I'm saying, and taught you how to properly do all the things, and you'd play like games where like the letters would fall.
Oh, I know
and
that
you had
game.
to hit the letters and type. So I learned to type from a very young age, and I mean, you think about it now, and it's like it's like being able to read and write. It's like a skill you have to have. But it's so funny to think that there were a time where like the idea of typing on a keyboard was so foreign, and it still is for some people. The point and peck, the grandfather thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The point, even like how do you think your dad uses a keyboard right now?
Probably similar. Maybe a little more finesse, but
a little more finesse now. Yeah. It's just funny, man, how things have changed.
Even working in a medical practice, I worked with a lot of older folks who would type like that, and I'm
point and peck on the top.
How are you getting your job done right now?
Crazy, dude. You gotta go touch. And what do they call it? Touch typing, where you don't have to look. Because when you point and peck, you have to look.
Oh, yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
having to look at the keyboard to type. Like, you can't do anything.
So, I'm a mix of both.
You have to look at the
a
keyboard
little
to
bit,
type?
a little, not a lot.
Do you know why they have the little...
I do. I can do it, but I have to look once in a while. I have to kind of check in with
the
myself.
little braille piece on the J and the F's, because you know where your pointers go? You never have to look. You just feel them and then you go.
I'm a mediocre typer. I can get it done.
Yeah. With your thumbs on an iPhone, though, you could type a paragraph in a flash. That's my problem. I can't. I fat thumb everything on the phones. I just prefer keyboards for everything, obviously. A smoking gentleman using an acoustic coupler to send an email with a payphone in the early 1980s.
What? I don't remember those existing.
Oh my God.
I guess I wasn't alive.
There was a phase in like the 80s and 90s where like hacking payphones, touch tone hacking was a thing. I think it was called phreaking. Hack into telecommunication systems, especially to obtain free calls. A few old-time hackers still phreak casually just to keep their hand in. Yeah. So it was like a way of hacking payphones to make free.
I know, but this dude was sending an email in the early 80s?
Yeah, this I don't even... Yeah, I mean, that existed back then.
It did?
Oh, sure. Well, electronic communication did, not email the way we think of it today, with like a host provider in the cloud, like nothing like that. But that's really cool. And with the pipe in it, the pipe almost looks photoshopped in, honestly. No, I don't know. Still cool, though. I love that. This amazing photo is from a 16-year-old girl who snuck her camera into a Queen concert in 1978. I guess you weren't allowed to bring in cameras, probably. They still had that rule because they wanted official photos only and stuff. Nothing like it is today. Everyone with their phone. You know how some bands are like so anti-phones at concerts?
I don't know.
So I went to a Tool concert recently, and they are notorious for being like super anti-phone.
I think you just got to get over it.
They eventually, you do.
Of
course you do. And they eventually gave up. But even this concert, I mean, I don't go to a lot of concerts, but even at this concert, at the end of it, Maynard James Keenan, the lead singer, like made a comment about like disparaging, like, oh yeah, all your shitty fucking phone videos or something. It was really weird. Like, it was like disparaging people's enjoyment of your show and wanting to capture that memory.
Right.
Where it's like, it's just a different landscape now. Like, of course there's going to be a bunch of shitty video of your show. If you want the official video, obviously that's going to be there.
Some people want that for their own personal memory, though.
Of course, yeah. It's just a weird thing to still disparage in 2022. Marijuana party in 1950? Dude, what?
They're like dolled up right now?
I was going to say, I just love the fact that it's called a marijuana party. Like, it was such an event. It could, like, in 50s, like, this was before the big drug rage. So, like, probably MJ in the 50s was still pretty, like, I don't know. Maybe it was still a pretty huge deal to the point where you have to wear a ball gown.
Yeah.
To look at these.
Are they drinking 40s?
They got some 40s. They got like, looks like some whiskey, some moonshine maybe. This is my type of party, dude. Take me back.
I would change into some sweats though.
They're all my man's sitting there rolling doobie, and they're all just like sitting next to him. Yeah, our MJ party would be sweatpants and ice cream probably.
Ice cream goes for everything.
Yeah. Danny Trejo with Antonio Banderas on the set of Desperado. That's awesome. Damn, dude, they were young. You know who Trejo is, right? He's like just randomly been around in everything for a million years, always in these types of movies. Banderas is obviously very popular. In honor of my 60th birthday, here's me in 92. Everything old is new again. That's what we were just talking about. High-waisted is back.
That is an outfit that would absolutely be worn this summer.
That would slap right now. Yep.
It would.
High-waisted, 100%. We really went from super
high
waist to like the lowest hips possible.
Oh my gosh.
Thongs hanging out, and now we're back up.
I will do anything for low rise to not be popular.
To never come back.
I think that they kind of are trying to right now, and ugh.
You think low rise is trying to come back?
I think so.
I mean, I'll tell you, if you ever ask a guy for his opinion, as long as yoga pants stay in style, we'll be fine.
Perfect.
Facts. Gentlemen know what I'm talking about. Harrison Ford. I just watched the more recent Blade Runner last night. Yeah, dude, he was a stud, huh?
Holy crap. Yeah.
78. Looks like everyone in 2016 kind of facts. That's just like a GQ cover shoot. But that's 78. That was probably peak Indiana Jones, I would say. So that's all I wanted to do. I'm telling you, I just wanted to run down memory lane. I thought we had some fun. It's been it's been longer than you think it has because you haven't had such a good time enjoying some cool old school history photos.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it. What did I tell you? Wholesome nostalgia, quick hit. To those of you that are still watching, you're either 30 years old or you fell asleep. So thank you for joining us on this edition of
man.
Boomers Look at Old Pictures. We're glad you're here. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.